Hi, and welcome to the 222 Experience. I'm Tiffany, the COO of the 222 Experience, and I'm accompanied by God, the CEO of the 222 Experience. And today we are talking about generational curses. I know you can tell by the title, but I just want to go ahead and let some people know, anybody who's new here, I just want to let you know that the 222 Experience started off as a blog. So every single video that I'm doing currently will have a blog attached to it. Go in the description below and click on the link to go to the blog. I don't always say everything that's in the blog, so you'll get more information that's not in the video in the blog. Okay, and I'm always going to have the website's address on the screen here. Okay, so today we are talking about generational curses, and it's gonna be so juicy. I was praying about this morning. I was talking to God about it this morning, and He gave me more revelation about generational curses this morning, and I want to go ahead and get into it. So stay tuned, and here we go. Okay, so let's get into it, girl. Okay, so let's start off with what is a generational curse. I broke it down in the blog, and I broke down what is a generation, what is a curse. So Google's definition of generation is all of the people born and living at about the same time regarded collectively. And then a curse is a solemn utterance intended to invoke a supernatural power to inflict harm or punishment on someone or something. Okay? So when we put these two together, it's more or less a supernatural power that's trying to inflict harm or punishment on someone or something. Now, I'm going to go ahead. I have some things that's in here about a generational curse, but I want to go ahead and get into an example in the Bible of a generational curse. Now, I don't know why. I don't know why I am like studying this woman, and I don't know why I'm just like intrigued by this woman's life lately. And I think it's because I've lived her life. Okay, I want to start getting more into some experiences that I've experienced. And I like to correlate them with characters in the Bible. But I want to talk about Leah. Leah. Okay, I've been thinking about Leah, girl. I've been talking about Leah, and I just been like, you know what? Leah is so relatable because, okay, let's go. Let's start over with the story in Genesis about Leah. So Jacob came along. He saw Rachel, right? And he wanted Rachel. He talked to Laban about working 7 years for Rachel. Okay. So when Laban pulled the 1-2 on Jacob, he was like really, like, I worked 7 years for Rachel and you're giving me Leah. Leah she probably wasn't as attractive as Rachel. However, she was the oldest. Okay. And Leah was given to Jacob, and Jacob instantly he rejected her. Okay. I'm not okay. That rejection went on her immediately. Like as soon as he slept with her. Now, I don't know how in the word. Now let's do a little side note, chat. You wanted Rachel. You know what Rachel looked like. You've been around a girl for 7 years, and then you sleep with her sister, and you ain't know until in the morning. I digress. But he sleeps with her. He slept with her, and he instantly rejects her. And she knows that he's rejecting her. Like, you ever been like it? Okay, I checked my statistics, and mostly women watch this channel. I'm not saying now if you a man, stay okay. You can listen to this too. But you ever been with a man you know he ain't want you like that? Like, you know he wasn't into you like you was into him. Say if you can identify, say I was Leah, okay? Because I can identify with that. Being with a man you know don't want you, but he's tolerating you. He's tolerating you. And Leah when I think about it, Leah was rejected. And I'm thinking about her story and how she went through her life trying to do all that she could for this man who just simply did not want her. She had child after child after child after child. And after she got to her fourth child, she was like, you know what, it is what it is. And then her sister started having kids by her man, which was her sister man too. She started having kids, and then she kind of got jealous again, like, oh no. She can't be, she having kids. I gotta go back to trying to up my sister. Like, I gotta do this so my man can keep his eyes on me. And how many times do you think of, like, I just thought about, like, how many times have we been dealing with the spirit of rejection and we didn't know? And the spirit of rejection make you do some crazy things to keep a person around, right? And you know this person they don't care for you. And you do it to keep this person around. Or the people around you continues to reject you and you continue to be around them, because you just want to feel loved. You know what I'm saying? So Leah in the Bible was dealing with rejection, that spirit of rejection, and not only did she deal with it, her babies dealt with it, right? Because Jacob made it known that Joseph was his favorite. So then they had an alt against Joseph, and they rejected Joseph. When you're dealing with the spirit of rejection, not only will you be rejected, but you will reject others, right? This is not about rejection. I promise you this video is not about rejection. It's about showing you how what's on the mom or the dad can go down to the kids and go down and down and down and down. Let's talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the number one rejected person in the history of all time, okay? In the history of all time. Now, no, Jesus Christ did not have demons. We already know Jesus was pure. If anybody says Jesus had demons, they is a lie from the pits of hell, okay? However, the people around him rejected him, and they still reject him to this day. Now, if I can recall, what tribe was Jesus from? Let's talk about what tribe Jesus was from. I believe he was from the tribe of Judah. Okay, now who birthed Judah? Leah. I believe it was Leah that birthed Judah. So look at how Jesus hundreds of years ago, grandma dealt with rejection, and his grandpa Judah dealt with rejection. I find it so interesting how God had Jesus come from the tribe of Judah, and Judah's mom was rejected, and Jesus dealt with rejection to this day. Not even after his death, he's still rejected. So that's a perfect example of a generational curse. Not saying that Jesus was cursed. I'm not saying that Jesus was cursed at all. What I am saying is that if the devil can't get to you by putting that spirit in you, then he will trigger the people around you. He will get in the people around you. And what the devil does is he'll say, okay, let's dig up everything that's in this person's bloodline and use it against them. That's exactly how Satan works. Okay. So what I'm saying is, I want you to look at your bloodline. I want you to look at everything that you deal with and write it down. Sometimes you got to go back and talk to some older members in your family and just listen to them and say, okay, what was going on with Aunt Joe? What was going on with Uncle Sam? What was going on with, you got to go back and just listen and be like, oh, that's why. See, like, some examples of a generational curse could be, everybody get pregnant before they get married, or everybody in that family went to jail, or something like nobody in the family graduate with their high school diploma, or nobody goes to college, or everybody in that family gets a divorce, or all the women in the family always get abused, or everybody in that family get on some type of drugs. Like, you got to think about the things. The first thing we want to do is identify the curse, right? I'm gonna give you another example. Let me give a big shout out, because somebody left a comment. Somebody left a comment, was like, you should look up Pastor Kevin L.A. Ewing. Girl, I love him. Okay, I haven't watched him in like a year or two, but I got all my basics. I got all the basics of covenant breaking, like breaking covenants and what a covenant is, and curses and stuff, and generational curses. I learned that from Kevin L.A. Ewing, Pastor Kevin L.A. Ewing. He is a awesome, magnificent, wonderful pastor. Please go check out his YouTube channel, y'all. So I learned the basics from him, and then I took everything back. I took everything that anybody tell you, please take it back to God. Please test the spirit by the spirit, okay? So everything I learned from Kevin L.A. Ewing concerning curses and covenants and like just breaking those things, to breaking the idols in your life. Everything I learned from him, I learned the basics from him, and then I took it back to God, and then God led me through a series of dreams on what I was going through, on what was in my bloodline. So that's why I always say, ask God what's in your bloodline, because he will show you. Because the number one person who wants you to be free is G-O-D. Okay? Big G-O-D, the CEO. Okay? He wants you freer than you want you free. He wants you to have your freedom way more than you want your freedom. Okay? So I said that to say, I learned those basics from him. And then I go back and then I say, okay, I saw the examples that he gave in the Bible, but I like to go back and look at examples that relate to me in the Bible. Okay, let's go into another example. Let's talk about David and how David put a generational curse on his family. Okay, so David was pretty much doing good. He was doing some things. He had multiple wives, but he was doing good until he ran into Bathsheba. Okay. Let's talk about a generational curse he put on his family through his actions dealing with the situation with Bathsheba. He took one of his soldiers' wives, which is a no-no. He got her pregnant, which is a no-no. He tried to make the soldier, he tried to have the soldier to go sleep with his wife to make it seem like the soldier got his own wife pregnant. A no. Okay, deceitful, very deceitful. And then when that didn't work, when the soldier was more noble than David was. Okay, because he was like, no, my people are at battle right now. Why would I go enjoy my wife? And David was like, no, I gotta unalive this man to cover up my tracks. And that's what he did. He literally wrote a letter, gave it to his soldier. He wrote a death letter, had the soldier that was gonna die carry his own death letter, and then had the soldier killed. Come on. Now come on now. You know God got this. God, you gotta have to get the consequences for that one, David. So let's talk about it. So David committed murder. David was deceitful. David tried to manipulate the situation. David got some, it was adultery involved. So how did it show up in his family? Now, the thing that sucks about a generational curse is the receivers of the generational curse, 9 times to 10 times out of 10 didn't do anything to deserve it. His children was minding their business, living their little princess and prince lifestyles. They did nothing to deserve the curse. But as soon as David did that, and Nathan came to him and told him what God said about him, he said the sword would never leave your family. Immediately, his children started cutting up. Tamar, his daughter, was raped by her brother. Incest, molestation. Like, oh, I don't even know if I can say the R word on here. My bad. Great. Okay. But it was like the things that David did was multiplied into the family. And then it went on and on and on and on and on. Even Solomon had 1,000 wives. Like, he had 1,000 concubines and wives combined. You know, just the love of women, the love of another woman, you know, and then it got him into idolatry. So, and then Solomon sinned against God by going into idolatry, and then his son got in trouble, and then his son got in trouble. It's like the generational curse just kept going and going and going and going and going. Okay, so now let's talk about you. And I want to start off with scripture when I'm talking about you, because I want to give you scripture to support everything I'm saying. Even though I already gave you Bible scriptures, or I already talked about Bible stories with Leah and David, even though I already gave you those stories and they came straight from the Bible, I want to bring this to you, okay? Numbers 14 and 18. The Lord is long-suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. Deuteronomy. I can't. Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy. Okay. I'm probably gonna cut that out. Deuteronomy 5 and 9. Thou shalt not bow down thyself until them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children into the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So this is right here. This right here is letting you know, if you sin, it's gonna go on your kid. You might not even see the punishment in your time, but if you sin, it could go on to the punishment. You can see it manifest in your children's life. If you don't see it in their life, you might see it in your grandkids' life. If you don't see it in their life, it might go in your grand all the way down to the fourth generation. Now let's think about it like this. You sin, and that can go all the way, that can cover 4 generations. Now, what if your daughter or your son sin? What if their grandkids sin? What if that? That is how curses continue to go trickle down. Let me ask you one more question. Okay, this probably ain't gonna be the last question I ask you, but I'm gonna ask you a question. Are you gonna be the person to stop the generational curses? Or are you going to be the person to keep the door open for the enemy to come on in and let the generational curses trickle down to your kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, great-great-great-great-great? What we doing? Who going to stop the devil in his tracks? What better person to do it than you? You already got the power. You already got the dominion. You already got the authority. You're not scared of the devil. You a bold Christian for Christ. You are you. It's you. You the Moses for your family. You the one that God gonna say, can I partner with you to set the captives free, or do you just want to join the captives? We're making the decision today to do this or no? What we doing? What we doing? Cause you the one. You the one for your family. I don't know who told you that you was not the one, but you the one for your family that can set your entire family free. I want you to ponder on that. Okay? I really want you to ponder on that. Now, since you already decided that you're going to be the one, did you decide it or did I? I know you decided in your heart, you know what? I am going to be the one that set the captives free. I am, you know what? The devil not going to be able to get my kids. You know what? The devil not going to be able to take over my grandkids. You know what? I am going to do this. I'm glad you decided. Now let's get to work. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is identify the target. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk to older members in our family. And we are going to get all the stories. They think they're going to be spilling tea, but you're going to be getting evidence, okay? That grandma thinks she's spilling the tea, but I'm writing down evidence. I'm writing down spirits. I'm identifying targets, okay? Uncle Joe did what now? Okay. All right. Write it down. Okay? They don't know everything, though. Because God, they don't know everything. They don't know everything that the seventh grandma that you never met or they didn't meet either. They don't know what she did. So you're going to get all the information. And then you're going to go back and you're going to take that information to God. You're going to open it up and be like, God, I know this not all the information, but I need you to begin to show me what's in my bloodline and what's affecting me and what's affecting my kids and my family. I need you to show me. Okay? That's number one. Identify the target. I have a checklist here. I have like some bullet points here that can kind of like get you in the mind of what to look for. You ready? Okay. Do you live check to check? That's a poverty spirit. Are you always arguing and fighting? Are you always vexed? Like you just annoyed all the time. Might be bitterness, might be resentfulness, might be anger. Okay? Do you have a lot of sickly people in your family? That's an infirmity spirit. Are you dealing with infirmity? Are you dealing with sickness? Are you dealing with cancer? Are you dealing with things that's just rare? Okay, let me go at it. It could be infirmity, but it could be unforgiveness too. It could be unforgiveness too, because unforgiveness turns into bitterness and resentfulness, and that can make you sick. In your physical body, that can make you sick. So you might want to check unforgiveness too. Check in with God. Everything that I'm telling you, I'm not giving you these things and you writing them all down and then be like, oh, it is God. No. You know what you're dealing with. You know what your mom deal with. You know what your dad deal with. You know what your grandma, all your aunties deal with. You see them. Just start checking the patterns of what's going on in your family. Do you have a problem keeping a relationship? It could be a spirit spouse. Okay? Or have you been divorced? Your mama been divorced. All your cousins been divorced. All your uncles and your aunties been divorced. Everybody been divorced except one person in the family. Might be a divorce curse. Okay? Okay? Do all of y'all do drugs? Could be an addiction curse. Okay? Could be a spirit of addiction that's just riding the family. Okay? Are you always at the center of drama? Could be gossip. Could be a strife spirit. Could be confusion. Okay? Are you having trouble having children? You see what I'm saying? Do your family have a hard time having children? Take this to God. Take this to God. And have him to help you identify what's really going on in the bloodline. Okay? The next thing you want to do in the blog, I don't think I can say it on YouTube, so I'm not going to say it. But once you identify the targets, it's time to do target practice. Okay? I can't say what I want to say, but it's time to get your pew and go ahead and pew. It's time to unalive the assignment in your life. It's time to unalive the assignment of the enemy in your life. And make sure you do it well. Now, to do this, you're gonna have to do some serious praying and you might have to go on a fast. Most with a generational curse, this is an ancient demon, or ancient evil spirit that's been around since Adam and Eve, and you going on a fast to get rid of this. Because these spirits been around, they are thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. And you under 100 years old. And you trying to do this. So you're going to need some gasoline to your fire. You're going to need some wood on your fire. See that fire back there? You need to be on fire when they see you. Okay? Your fire needs to be hot. Your fire needs to be entirely too hot for them to handle when you come in. That's the cut the ties of your family from being yoked with the enemy. I had just put out a video called three prayer strategies to elevate your prayer life. If you do those strategies, that's how you're gonna look in the spirit realm. Right there. This my somebody said this AI. This my real living room, y'all. But the TV got, you see that fire? I put it on there because I want you to remind you this is what you need. God said he want hot Christians. Is he gonna be hot or you gonna be cold? He only respect you if you hot or if you cold. If you lukewarm, you a vomit to him. This is how we want to look to him. The enemy can't handle you when you look like this. Okay? Okay? I'm gonna put that video in the description below. So you can, if you see in this video, and this your first time seeing me, I'm gonna put that video below so you can know exactly how to pray. I got an example in there on how to pray, and I got an example in there. I got a strategy in there called the watches. It's a heavy artillery tactic. Okay. So use those 3 tactics to unalive the assignment. And if you go on a fast and God, so when you're going on a fast and you're going on a fast for a particular reason, if you go on a fast for a particular reason, God gonna partner with you and he gonna show you close. You it's almost broken. Okay, you got to do this, renounce this, do that, cut ties with this, cut that friend off because they are monitoring spirit. You see what I'm saying? God is going to work with you and he's going to give you dreams or visions or talk to you in prayer or talk to you through people, and he's going to, or he can get somebody else a dream about you. He is going to partner with you and let you know this is almost broken, or it's broken, or what you got to do to get there. Okay. I have a prayer. I got a prayer in the blog to start off your deliverance from this generational curse. You can pray this prayer and it'll start off your deliverance from the generational person. Also, have you been to my website, the222Experience.com? Because if you go to my website and then you sign up for the email list, you will automatically get a prayer to anoint your home and curse breaking prayers from evil yokes and bondages. And you can use those curse breaking prayers to start off unaliving the enemy assignment in your life. Now, I ain't trying to put no plug in there, but plug it in. You know what I'm saying? 222.com. Okay. Now, the last thing you got to do is that nobody tell. Why nobody didn't tell me this? Why nobody didn't tell me? The last thing you got to do when you get free, you got to stay free. So all the hard work that you put in to get free, you got to keep that hard work up. You can't just go back and relax. Because guess what Jesus said? Jesus said that if the demon go out of you, and if everything is broken off of you, they're going to wander around for a little while. They go come back and check the house to see if you ain't still looking like that. Because if you ain't looking like that, they're going to try to come right on back in. So what you got to do? You got to maintain your deliverance. Okay? Everything that you did to get the freedom, you got to keep doing it. I am so sorry to tell you that, girl. You can get a day or two off. Outside of that, I don't think so. You're going back to praying and you're going to be fasting regularly, not once a year. You're going to be fasting regularly. And I know I didn't say it right. But I like to make up my own words and I like to make up my own stuff, okay? Because that's just who I am. I made it up, okay? Regularly, okay? So, I just read this. I just said this, and then I strode on the blog and the scriptures right there. Matthew 12:43-45. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he said, I will return into my house from whence I came. And when he is come and find it empty, swept, and garnished, then goeth he and taketh with him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there, and the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also until this wicked generation. So if you break the generational curse and you don't keep it up and you don't maintain your deliverance, if you ain't looking like that when Satan come back, if you ain't looking like this right here, he gonna come in, he gonna bring in 7 more wicked spirits that's way worse than his, and you're gonna be worse off than you was before. However, don't let that deter you. Do not let that deter you, because your deliverance and your children and your grandchildren is worth it. The only thing is, you got to make up in your mind that you're going to do this, and you got to put laziness, slumber, and sluggardness to the side. You got to put complacency to the side. You got to put all of that traditional Christianity to the side, and you got to look like this in the spirit realm, hot for Jesus. So do you. It's up to you, Sugar Biscuit. It's up to you. Now, with all that being said, I hope you liked it. Because if you liked it, then like it. And if you identify with Leah, comment on it. Just put a little emoji with the hand up like, I was Leah. But if you're going to do something about it, go ahead and comment that in the comment section too. I need to know that you're going to do something about it. I need to know how many people going to stand up for their family. I want to know how many people going to get their children out of bondage. I want to know how many people going to pray for their grandchildren, born and unborn. I want to know in the comments. Just say, I'm in. If you in, put in the comments, I'm in. Don't forget to go look at the video, 3 prayer strategies to elevate your prayer life. Okay? Now, if you like this and you think that somebody else can, benefit from this, don't share it. And if you're just watching this and you keep watching and you ain't subscribed, it's free. Baby, go ahead and subscribe, Sugar Biscuit. Just come on and hit the button. Okay? Hit the button. It's all right. Okay? So guess what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see y'all later on this week, because I'm going to put out another video very soon after I put out this one. And yeah, I hope y'all have a great week. And bye.